I'ma be honest.
Hi, I'm Carmen, and I'm one half of Maximize Good, and we're so happy to be with you on the blog.
And I'm Nora, and I'm another half of Maximize Good, and we are so grateful that you joined us. We are big video watchers of the YouTube, and so we're excited for this new opportunity to participate.
Yep, so let's talk about what's happening.
Yes.
It's Thanksgiving weekend.
It is. Did you do anything fun?
I made two pies. That was really exciting. I never made pecan pie before, but I was so inspired by one of my coworkers that put a healthy amount of bourbon in there, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And got pretty good reviews too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you?
I just was responsible for bringing liquor to the dinner that I came to.
Nice.
And I didn't know if that was like all of the dishes have been taken or we're not interested in your dishes participating, but
it could have been some shade, maybe.
I think I'm a pretty good cook.
Okay.
But I don't know, the liquor was delicious.
Great
reviews, Jose Cuervo.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Well, should we talk a little bit about what happened the day after Thanksgiving?
Sure. Go for it.
Well, I'm really excited that many years in the making have kind of culminated in like hundreds of cities now participating in the blackout for day on Black Friday. And I saw Walmart folks here in DC who were sitting out, and that this year was directly connected to folks who were trying to do support work for Ferguson, which I thought was interesting. But a lot of people that participated in one or the other of those issues, whether it's police brutality and mass incarceration or minimum wage, that don't necessarily see those as interconnected, had a lot of questions about why the two were being connected, which I guess seemed kind of obvious to me because it's capitalism and white supremacy, but the linkages need to be made clear.
Yeah, my aunt was really confused. I told her I was trying, one of my coworkers wanted a full length mirror, and I had one that I wasn't using. So I drove her from work to my aunt's house, gave her the mirror, and then drove her to the train station. My aunt was like, "Why didn't you just take her to Target?" I was like, "Because I want to encourage other people not to shop."
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, "But you're just going to shop tomorrow." And I was like, "I'm going to try not to shop tomorrow, but I just like the idea of people maybe being on one accord or trying to be on one accord. So even if they're not connected to the issues, I like that the actions are still like have the analysis later. Right now, just do the action. So if you're doing the action, that's for minimum wage, great. And if somebody else is doing the same action because something else, fantastic. It looks like it's on one accord. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was so interesting to read a couple things about like the privilege of being able to participate in Black Friday, which for TVs that go on sale for $29 and only cost $100, I guess it is a deal. And so I guess it's kind of a both and, like, how does capitalism make us want these things, and maybe it's okay that we don't have them. And then maybe sometimes people can't afford them any other time of year.
Yeah, that's what NPR. I was listening to NPR, and that was one of the commentaries that they had, and they were just like, your purchasing power is more on Black Friday. And so for people that don't normally have the income to have, like high purchasing power, that day is really important for them and possibly important for their family. So the larger question of like how many families need a big screen TV, because every year people are fighting. Also, sorry, although Thanksgiving is uniquely American, Black Friday is not. Amazon started Black Friday, I guess, in the UK, and so now they have Black Friday and have people like fighting each other for TVs, just like they have it here.
Right.
Yeah, really weird. Really weird that would be a holiday when you
export.
don't have Thanksgiving.
Right.
So why would you have Black Friday? It's so bizarre.
And now we're like a week of activities. So today is Small Business Saturday, which we are a small business, Maximize Good.
There's Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday. Giving Tuesday.
Are you serious?
No, yeah. When you're supposed to give to nonprofits.
Are you kidding?
No. Just roll it out the whole week. I was thinking churches should totally brand Sunday. Because I guess.
Don't they already brand Sunday?
Yeah. But
That's
even
the
more.
Lord's Day.
Yes, because no, I was like, I
I
guess
am
no,
offering
everyone
something.
else thought it was probably tacky to brand. It's not like, venture capitalists were like, we need a day, so no one has taken Sunday. They've gone into Monday and Tuesday. So I was like, oh, churches trying to, take a fourth pass around.
I can't with the collection plate Sunday. No, that's so horrible. We're such horrible people. Oh, God. That's so bad.
Should we talk about Beyonce real
Okay,
quick?
hold on.
We're just turning
Great.
this.
Yep.
Let's bring some light into this room.
Yep.
Okay, so Beyonce released a couple new songs in the last few weeks.
Beyonce is so amazing.
She is. If you're listening, we love you. We're just ready. Slumber party like in 7-Eleven, whatever you want to do.
She's so beautiful. I watched 7-Eleven at least 15 times back to back.
Didn't it feel like you could be there? I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, they're just regular
Friends.
people having a good time.
Stars are just like
Yeah,
us.
exactly. They're just having beverages and dancing in their drawers.
Yeah, clapping red cups together. Blue Ivy was totally in the bed. I went back for the screen captures. It was so cute. She's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
I don't know how her personality is because I don't know her, and I have to remind myself about it. But she seems like a lovely person.
She does.
Yeah, and I like it.
And I also, out of the actual content of the song, the one about her mother, Tina, that's a delightful song. It's very melodic and
Have you
Take
listened?
the Ring Off.
Yeah. Have you listened to the Creepy Daddy song that she has on her first album?
Yeah, and everyone was saying this was an apology. So they're like, all right, well,
That song is so creepy and slow, and it's like a
sensual.
yeah, it's just really gross. So this is like nice that she doesn't have those feelings anymore. It's also really sad for her dad.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gave her like lots of talents and gifts and skills.
Mhm.
And like we're about to move into America's Dad, Bill Cosby. Just because you fucked up,
Right.
it doesn't mean that everything you did was just horrible.
So on that topic,
Sure.
did
Did you read there was an article written by, apparently Bill Cosby, Temple alum, speaks at Temple every year for their commencement.
I did not.
This woman,
It was a Temple response too.
this woman that graduated class of 2013 or something, was talking about how embarrassed she was that Bill Cosby, who was her hero, who she looked forward to hearing his thoughts about like her embarking on adulthood, has been silent all this time, and just was really piercing to me because he has been silent, and he represents so many people, not just like me because I turned on the TV or went to the AUC, but also like people that are affiliated with stuff. Like Penn Relays. He goes to Penn Relays every year. So like lots of kids that run track are associated with Bill Cosby or Temple or light skinned and white women. On that note, did you find it odd that all these women are light skinned and or white or really?
Problematic and something to interrogate, but
Yes, that
this is
too.
the world we live in. I don't know. I've been really struck by the number of folks that have continued to explain his behaviors, but also the lack of context for like the culture that we live within that like would have allowed something like this to like happen, and like the invisibility of all these people's experiences. So the whole situation just makes me sad, and it's complicated, and I feel like requires us to think about how we deal with people who do violate other people, because I don't think that we can like, because he already is an archetype in so many people's minds, it's probably been that much more jarring for them to unpack their own stuff and be like, well, if he did those things, what does that mean? And so I don't know, it's just fucked up, and I hope that those folks find justice and peace, and it's not okay that those things happen, but I also hope to get some support.
Support? So okay.
I mean, from like a professional, not.
I would like for there to be charges brought against.
Yes,
this
no,
person.
yeah.
Because I feel like the court of public opinion is just not going to do him any favors. Like this is just going to scar his character and his memory. He's old as hell. He's gonna die, soon probably. Yeah. So it's just like because there is no way for him to be vindicated in the event that he is innocent of any of these things. Because what is very clear is that he's been cheating on Camille Cosby for a long time.
Because in all the interviews, she says you're nothing. They asked her, she was like
iota.
Not even like I heard the question. What is the next one? Yeah. No. That's totally right. And maybe I misspoke, and I'm not trying to say he shouldn't be held accountable.
I just don't want
any human being who has raped 10, 12, 15, one person, assault.
Yeah.
No, definitely should be held accountable.
I just don't want it to be like, oh, yeah, he raped all these people and those people are never brought any justice. All they are is brought on, like, Entertainment Tonight, which is what's happening now.
Right.
And it's really kind of gross because I also feel like there's such a high level of skepticism based solely on Heathcliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
Or like I Spy or whatever Bill Cosby from. And I just feel like it's unfair to both the person that may be a victim and to Bill Cosby too. Because it's not for, I don't think it's to be interrogated in this kind of, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you could go to court. And isn't it weird that like it's not? Like no one is saying, oh, what this should turn into is court. They're just like, what this should turn into is Barbara Walters.
Right.
Interview.
Right. Or book. Yeah.
Did you see the Twitter, Instagram of like his book in the bookstore? And on the book cover, he's like this.
No.
And there's a book next to it that's like rape. And it's been going around the internet. It's like, this is so sad. Camille Cosby needs some support. I hope she has all the friends. Also, what has she been doing?
For the past
years?
Not
holding him accountable?
Oh.
Taking rupees?
No, maybe people just make agreements. I don't know what agreements they have. I don't know if they live in the same house. I don't know her. But while we're talking about public accountability,
okay,
why don't we talk about racists getting fired?
Great.
Are you familiar with this Tumblr?
I am, because one of my great coworkers in my day job was telling me about some racist man. I wish I had his Facebook name because I would shout him out. Called Mike Brown an ugly word and was talking about how black kids deserve to die and all this other BS. And my coworker is a white woman. She's Jewish. And she just thought, you are dumb enough to post this on Facebook connected to your public profile, which is connected to your business. Let's ruin your business. And so, racists getting fired, apparently lots of people are doing that.
Yeah. So, if you're not familiar with it, just Google racists getting fired. It's a very interesting concept to take individual action against people who are using racist language in a public forum. So it's usually people that have either posted inappropriate images or language that, like you're saying, either they'll write a Yelp review or someone will like write directly or call, like I read one today that was like someone who worked at an auto shop. They called his supervisor, told him about this racist language he had used on Twitter, and like some hours later on Twitter, the employee is like, I've just gotten suspended without pay. I'm so sorry to anyone that I've hurt. And so,
wow,
it's such an interesting way to think about doing racial justice work.
Restorative justice work.
Yes, because the thing is,
okay.
I think that we should have conversations about language that is hurtful and the belief systems that uphold the language that we use. But I think that by the emphasis of this Tumblr really being about individual action, there's very little accountability for like racist behavior maybe that those even companies are implementing. So it's like an interrogation of one person's behavior, where you know that person was hired by someone. You know, there are probably other organizational transformations that need to happen, and those organizations fit into larger structures. So, as a way to like penalize individual action, my concern would be that those individual people would only be that much more affirmed in their belief systems because of the penalization, and that not everyone would have that Twitter response of like apology and self-reflection. But it is one tool that some people are using.
I like it. I like that tool. And I like, well, in the one instance that I've seen, or the two instances that I've seen it, it's been white people checking other white people. And I love that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I love it when people of color don't have to, like, go up on the pulpit about it, when white folks can just, like, call the business, apparently, and say, hey, Bob is being racist, here are all the screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. My friend was reported for Facebook bullying, though, so I guess that is, like, the countermeasure for trying to get somebody to be accountable for being a racist. I mean, if you're a racist, that's fine, just stand in it. And that might mean standing by yourself.
I think the age of internet activism is something I'm interested in exploring, though, because it is changing the way that we think about accountability and building relationships. Because, like, on the Black Lives Matter Facebook page, they were talking about how they've been getting trolled a lot. And, you know, they have written this really nice message for folks, like, stay strong in, you know, the work that you're doing, and know that we, like, see these people that are, like, very clearly trying to, like, infiltrate via social media. And so someone asked a question, and they were like, should we be reporting this to Facebook? And it made me think about the many times that I feel like I've, like, flagged things for Facebook, and every single time it's come back like, this is not an issue. And so it made me think, like, what if there were some mass campaigns for flagging various flagrant things that actually were pushing kind of like Facebook norms and other social media that kind of are setting the bar for, like, where free speech and activism kind of overlap. Because I don't think there's a lot of clarity. I think that there's a lot of weird space where Facebook probably explains away things as, like, an individual's opinion, when it's really fucked up. It's like not okay. And so it's like, well, that's not okay. And so how do you shift that conversation? So I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yes, thank you so much. And please join us again at some point when we return to the internet. Find us at Maximize Good on Facebook, Twitter, and MaximizeGood.org.
Yep. Bye.
Oh, hey girl, hey girl. Oh, hey girl, hey girl, hey. Oh.